Hello, folks. I'm the Red Red. This is Hollywood Animal. And reloading game fixed our little bug. But you may look at this video and realize it may be a little longer than usual. I think what we're going to do is we are going to make a point of moving on here. The game, I was looking up things because I was looking up the bugs and whatnot. And it just dawned on me, I don't know exactly when this game ends. And I thought, maybe I should know when it's coming up, and it's coming up this year. The game ends in the tail end of 46. So we're going to just push on here. We're going to just move along at the highest pace we can. Because we're not going to be able to change a lot here in the end. We've got our money. We've done what we need to. We've destroyed the competition. We've won the game. I mean, obviously, it continues in perpetuity. Well, in theory. The game itself is going to end here. But there's nothing we can do about, 75% of 12 is 9,000, so we go 15 on all of these weeks. They're gonna raid us. Just get this over with, guys. Oh, one thing I realized that we should do that I had forgotten about. Come on. Besides move this into post-production, and wow, you're not good, but that's fine. You can use a little bit of training here. One thing I realized that we should do is let's deliberately hire back all the Asian people out of concentration camps. Oh. That was a little abrupt there. Plenty of people who we sent through training. Finish with their training. Pushing the game this fast is not making it happy. In fact, the music seems to have cut out entirely. Oh, I should have given you another thing. The new movies we put in at this point are going to be ready in any reasonable amount of time. Third, 5,000. Let's just call this 10,000 screenings a week. I will continue to hire everyone back. There's no reason to wreck the theater, even if we're not going to be continuing along. And they're fairly easy to click through. Oh. People just keep passing away. That's unfortunate that that happens, but c'est la vie. Such is life. Is the reason the music has cut out is because I'm running it at such a high speed? Because if it is 4,000 a week, which is probably more than you need, but I'm gonna say this: Married Before Christmas. I'm gonna put it out here. I mean, it's titled Christmas. I really want to have it be a Christmas movie. There. That's decent box art. Box art. That's a decent poster. I might as well just give you your full 20,000 here. And you're saying older women like this? No need to do any tricks. All of our training that we're not going to make any use of. Buffalo Breath, exploits of fearless conquistadors, secrets of the pilgrims, fragmented memories of the ancients, delve the unsolved mysteries of America's past, present, and future, in book, film, and the stage. It's a new publication. Black Sands, this... I mean, I'll start this project if we can. One last one. Probably won't actually make it to theaters, but for old time's sake. The blue turn vivid, sound tech, give it the works. Producer, I'm not even gonna check your things anymore. Forrest Jenkins, we'll pay you an inducement to get you to work on this. $2.5 million. Come on, dude. That's like as much as a normal contract. Whatever. We're just going to go straight on through. Gernstein's still beating up our people. They just asked us for money, and now they're beating up our people. That seems like Gernstein. Bone Grinder didn't like this. This actually got fairly low ratings, even for being as low quality as a film as it was. We paid nothing for advertising this. Oh, we can end distribution here. We paid nothing for advertising that movie purely because the government said they were going to fill the theaters for us. Printing office. I mean, I'm maxing this out, but it's not actually going to see the light of day. If down the line we come back to this game, and I think we probably will, although it might not be for quite a... Oh, was our, was the guy who died the one that was infiltrating the police for us? Yeah. The police grabbed a couple $1,000 out of our pocket. Yeah, police surveillance. You, Keith. There we go. Oh. Yeah, and then... This movie can go into post-production. So, something to note for future playthroughs, have a bunch of World War II movies ready to air right after the war. Yeah, we put a lot of people into training there. Quite a few. You know what? Cash. Hire your own people. You too. Cash. Hire your own assistant. Pay for your own coverage. Just one less click for me. Well, actually, like 8 or 9 less clicks for me. Wow, all of you failed your training. That's a lot of tails. Flipping the coin there. Because each of those should be a 50-50. Yeah, I'm gonna say, why don't you air again? Why don't you go into theaters right before Christmas? Organize the ad campaign from the start. You want women, older, newspapers, Perzola. Something like this. Continue without tricks. And I'm gonna say kill them all. This was a trash film. Okay, I can't stand the white on white text. I'm gonna say, let's air it somewhere like here. That's a little in between. And let's air it side by side with the Wizard War. You start 4 weeks before, and you want men and older. I'll put newspapers and billboards. We're gonna continue without tricks. Let's see if they kick us out of the alliance again. Dynastic tradition, I see a 0% there, so I'm going to turn this off and send this to archive, which is now immediately our most profitable film. Oh. I wonder if we had given that advertising whether it would have more legs. I'm gonna take just a second here. I don't think it's necessary. Well, I know it's not necessary. We're ending this. Oh, wait, hold on. Did one of our writers die? Well, we're not gonna replace them. We're gonna come to an end here momentarily. We're gonna let all of this run through. And I don't know why I'm particularly clicking these for you rather than other people. It's just, it's become kind of habit. Same way I'm I don't know why I couldn't type in numbers there. Same way I'm pushing these numbers up when we're never going to see the results of that. The Supreme Court has upheld the plaintiff's claims in U.S. versus Gernstein. Movie studios will no longer be allowed to own movie theaters. Defendants' lawyers attempted to defer the ban's enforcement by 2 years, but the court rejected all arguments. Their decision will take effect on December 31st, 1946. This current version of the game... yeah. You can just... it doesn't matter. Here it is. The current version of the game ends with the Supreme Court's decision takes effect. Why can't I give a bribe? Yeah, 3 months left. Distribution department has finished printing the printing office. 3D printing. No. You don't get to decide this. I decide things. We have too much influence. You can't fight us. I'm just going to end distribution on this. No reason to continue it any further than that. This trash, literal trash, can just get printed. Yeah, that's... sure, 3 million, whatever. I'm gonna resist the urge to give you everything. You're asking for less than 100,000, Genevieve. What is... You need to think better of yourself. You need to ask for at least 1 million, 500,000, something like that. But as I was saying, oh, bad place for the game to hang. Flashbanging me. There we go, our little tiny, just in time for us not to be able to make use of it. If we come back to this game, when we come back to this game, probably a few years down the line, we're going to... Don't stop. Stop reaching for those. We're going to be starting from scratch. We won't be continuing this save. Just because I don't think there's going to be... like, it's just... they would have changed too much, right? Usually, things... when you load saves after a lot of editing's been done to the game, a lot of changes have been made, sometimes they're a little unstable, and this game's already unstable enough. So, I would just rather restart whenever we come back to it. As it is, we're just waiting for the year to end. And see if there's... I mean, I just want to see what's at the end here. Are you... I'm sorry, Jasper, what? Jasper, what is... Why? Why do you have... Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna try to stuff money into your pocket. You don't want to ask for more. That's fine. I mean, you were literally at top of the top. But no, I've enjoyed my time with this game. It's fun here. It's it's been a fun time. This honestly, if they said that this was feature complete, this was the end game, I would say it's a good mid-tier management game. Knowing that they intend to extend it well past World War II, well past, you know, this is Act 1, which generally you don't do 2 acts, you do 3 acts. So this is Act 1 of what I assume, I don't know, but what I assume is 3 acts. That's amazing. That's just great. This Act 1 by itself is already, I mean, other than the weird occasional, like, bugs, and I don't know why some of these people ask for, like, 100 grand for 5 years. They just have no self-importance. Oh, there's our 3rd research group. I'm not even gonna spend it. We've got 3 weeks left. You can end distribution. And we can just let the time run out here. Yeah, see, you are asking nearly 6 million. That's an appropriate amount to be asking. Bruce? You just want to get in there at the very last moment, go, hey, when's my contract? Here it is. You've managed to reach the end of Act 1 without going broke. An impressive achievement. Lights will come on in the hall now, but the real show is still ahead. Deceptive post-war comfort, peppered with international scandals, espionage and intrigue, space exploration, and new ways to bend the world of cinema to your will. Keep an eye open for updates. Intermission won't last long. So yeah, right now it's movie theaters. Right now that's the way you see movies, is in theaters, but I mean, TVs rolled out into houses. I want to say the first ones were in the 50s. They were like a rare luxury in the 50s and were commonplace by the end of the 60s. And color was commonplace by the end of the 70s. Am I remembering those dates right? I might not be. I'd have to do actual math, because I've heard people talk about when they first saw things not saw things, they first had their own TVs and whatnot, so Yeah, not a lot of fanfare at the end there. Makes sense. That's not the end of their game as far as they're concerned. But
I will take these precious memories
I like this
and
game.
pray
Even if this
with
was the end,
my
I would
love
say
and
it's worth money.
hide
It's
them
buggy.
in the
They still need to
holes
work out
in
the bugs,
my
but
heart,
they're working on it
in
fairly
the
consistently. You see
holes in
updates coming out.
my
Uh,
heart.
we're finding the simulation layer is the last one that they've been doing,
Fragile as this glass
and
is, the state of my own
I just
heart.
like it. It's
When
fun. It's
the truth
serious.
does come on out, and
I
I've
the
forgotten
trash is
about
honestly, I've got to look up if any of those trash elements are realistic
when
compared
I
to.
close
And I'm
my
gonna, sorry, music's gonna just drop here. We're gonna bring this down here, and I don't. There we go. I'll know how it's going to sound in post. I haven't yet had a good opportunity to test a lot of these things, but I know you should be able to hear me over it, even if it's really loud in my ears still. But I've enjoyed this game. I've enjoyed my time with it. It's it's. I'm really wondering what they're going to be doing in the second act because it's really clear that a lot of the elements you're working with they're set up to cap out by the end of the first act. We were producing movies that were basically as high quality as we could possibly get, and we had gone from we had done the from the underdog to the top dog storyline within the context of our own studio. So I'm wondering how what's the plans going forward. um I know there's a lot of people run into things in the game where your competition studios fail, like they just flat stop producing anything because they can't keep up. And so I'm guessing that's probably just a bug they need to fix. They need to work on getting the AI smarter in that regard so that you can, genuinely interact with it in terms of competition. There's a couple of things I'm hoping they'll implement, like having your actors being able to assign them to multiple movies and having them intelligently go, yeah, I can be assigned to two movies and go, I'll work on this one and then I'll work on the other ones. And yes, if I'm double booked, then maybe one of the movies will just stall out for a little while I'm working on the other one. And, that might be annoying, but it's better than the current thing of sequels where you just can't have them. You just have to, like, go, okay, these are the actors, and I have to just remember in the back of my mind that I can't put them into anything. And especially, it's not noted on their profile anywhere that, hey, there should be working on a sequel. And even if you put them in pre-production, it's not noted. So there's some quality of life things that I would like to see. But even all of that said, I've just enjoyed this game. It's fun to play. It's satisfying. It doesn't feel overly difficult or overly easy. I mean, maybe the difficulty could be turned up a little bit. I don't remember. I don't think there's difficulty settings in it, but I'm not going to click on new game and check. If you want to know for sure, go ahead, jump back to the first video in this playlist and check for yourself, or buy the game and play it yourself. Uh, Next time we play, which again probably years down the line, we'll we'll probably do all of the things. We'll be a little less. I don't want to call it metagamey because it wasn't. It's not. people in the 30s know what the Germans were up to. It wasn't a secret. I mean, it wasn't broadcast. They weren't, saying it the same way that we're aware of it now. But if you looked at things, you knew what was happening. Even if you didn't know certain things for certain, you knew as a general sense of, hey, this is a genocide. So it's not metagamey. I wouldn't consider it like, oh, we're using future knowledge to go, hey, the German consulate coming and trying to get you to work with them is obviously them doing propaganda. Not to say that, the US going, hey, we'll fill your theaters up isn't also, if you produce a war movie set in World War II, isn't also propaganda. But I think next time we'll probably, I don't think I'll play Hardline assisting the uh, Germans and the KKK, but we'll probably be less immediate rejection of even the LAPD. We didn't work with them at all. But again, that'll be next time. And that won't be unlike currently where we're doing our, release a day. That won't be for quite a while. I'm assuming that it'll be years. Maybe a couple of years, maybe even more until we see Act 2, Act 3. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed this game. I'm wondering what's gonna follow up on it because I haven't decided yet. I'm going to by the time you see this, I will have already started recording what's gonna follow up. And you'll see it. You should also have already seen a post if you follow me regularly. You should have seen a post of me asking, and maybe you're coming to this long time down the line. If you are, I'm wondering why you're sitting through all my post commentary here. You probably this game might have been updated since you've seen it, but you know, just letting out all my thoughts. It's I believe they said that there should be 20 to 30 hours, but I think I got like closer to 60 hours out of this. And maybe that's just because I'm talking over it. Uh, but I this is a game that genuinely, if it was just me playing for myself, I could jump right into a new playthrough. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I like it. And I want to compare it to there's no other movie management sim that comes close. I've seen a couple of other ones. There was one recently that was, had some AI powered stuff so that you could generate like little clips, and it was pretty meh. I mean, anything AI powered like that's pretty meh. All that stuff really, even at the best of times, really just crap. Because it's just, you know what, I'm not going to launch into a whole spiel here on that. The other one is a much older game. Oh, I don't remember what it's called. Um, Sims Movies or something like that. Or The Movies. It's not specifically set in the 30s, 40s. I believe it really starts with the expectation of like the 60s and ad infinitum into the future. But it's much thinner. It's much more focused on the visuals. While you get very little visuals out of this game. I mean, you literally get no clips of the movies. There's nothing of... The only thing you get is the posters. That's it. That's the only thing that's generated as imagery. And yet it still manages to tell some real story. And I can pull the music now that the music's quiet down. I'm gonna pull it back up to where it should be. Sorry if it's a little me talking into the silence. Oh no, I'm assuming everyone's turned off by now, but I like this game, and I'll see you next time. I know I pull the music back up just to sign off. I don't know. I'm still. This is like really my second big Let's Play. I finished a few others, but this felt like the second big one for me. And I just don't want it to end. But unfortunately, the game is over. They only produce so much content, and I'm not gonna jump right back into this. And I'm wondering what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna post a post, and hopefully you've seen it. Hopefully you have already commented on it, helped me decide what I want to do next. And I'll see you next time. I'm pretty sure we'll roll right into it. We might switch Terra Invicta to this slot and whatever comes after to the later in the day slot. But that's minor stuff. I'm pretty sure something's going to be coming out tomorrow, and I hope you follow me into that. If you don't, if this is the one thing you wanted to watch of mine, you were interested in this game and this game alone, well, glad to have had you for the ride. If you're coming back to this later down the line or just seeing, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do follow me, continue following me into whatever I do next. I'll see you next time.